Waiting. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear whoever. Happy birthday to you. Guys, I don't know if I'm talking to myself. Okay, no, let me be serious. Morning, everyone. I don't know if there's anyone that's watching. Oh, hey, am I alone here? What is happening? Talk to me, just comment, say hi, so that I know that I'm not talking to myself. I'm just gonna wait a bit and see if anybody comes on. Thank you. I can see that there's people that's watching, but I don't know who it is. Just say hi so I can see. It's so weird because I feel like I'm talking to myself. But Tabile, I'm saying you. Hello, Ma. Okay. We're just going to sit here and stare at each other. Okay. Hi, Tadeho. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, maybe I should get into it. Hello, Piri. Hi. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, morning, everyone. I hope that you're all good. I hope that you are keeping safe, you're keeping warm, and that you are taking care of yourself. We are going through the most right now. Hi, Tidiso. Hello. Thank you for watching. Luvuyo, thank you. Okay, guys, so let's get into it. Let's not waste time. I said that I was going to go live this morning to answer any questions that you might have regarding social issues, mental health issues. I know that a lot of us are struggling at the moment, especially regarding our mental health. Hello, Kele. A lot of us are struggling regarding our mental health at the moment because of what is happening with COVID, the pandemic, lockdown. A lot of things have been closed down. People have been losing their jobs because companies are not making money anymore. The last 2 weeks, I've seen so many rest in peace posts on social media that it's just been scary. I also posted a video, I think it was last week or the week before, where I shared that I had also lost a friend who was stabbed. So I was also going through the most during that week. And I know that with grief comes a lot of emotions that people are feeling, and people don't always know what it is that they can do and how they can make things better. So, yeah, emotionally, Jay, and our mental health is just in pieces, because there's so much happening. Somebody's asking me what completes my day. Hello, Naledi. Hi, Star. Hello, Keke. So yeah, let's first talk about different things that I came up with here, because I think you guys know that I talk a lot about mental health issues. I talk a lot about taking care of our mental health, and for a lot of people it's always been one of those things of, you are not talking to me because I don't have issues with my mental health. But COVID has shown you guys flames, because even people who've never suffered from anxiety or depression are now struggling, because a lot of us have just been thrown off balance. So I first want to give you like a few tips on what you can do to maintain your mental well-being, to maintain your mental health. The first thing is self-compassion. Self-compassion is basically being kind to yourself. A lot of times it's so easy for us to be kind to other people, because that's always the message that's being spread, showing kindness to others. But we also forget that as important as it is to be kind to others, we also need to be kind to ourselves as well. So self-compassion goes a long way, especially in helping you to maintain your mental well-being, and ensuring that you are in the right space, and ensuring that you don't fall apart. And even if you do fall apart, knowing that it's okay for you not to be at your best. I always say it's okay not to be okay. And when you practice kindness, hello Tebuho, hello Khali, when you practice self-compassion, you are able to be gentle with yourself in the moments where you are not truly yourself. The second thing that does go a long way in terms of helping you with your mental well-being or maintaining your well-being is prayer. Prayer, meditation, whatever it is that works for you. It won't be the same for everyone. So if going down on your knees and praying is not really your thing, that's okay. But find outlet that you can use to center yourself, to release pent up emotions, and something that just makes you feel at calm, or makes you calm, or that gives you a sense of comfort, and knowing that it's going to be okay. We don't know when, but it is going to be okay, because it's also important that we are hopeful in what we are going through. Oh, is it possible to force somebody to seek professional help because they really see the need for them to see a mental health specialist, and they are in denial? Yeah, Vangile. You can force someone to see a professional against their will, but you would have to prove that this person is a danger to themselves and is a danger to other people. And then you go through the courts, the clerk of the court, to open up a file, and then they would assign like a social worker to go investigate this person's circumstances. And if they find, or the findings from the investigation find, that the person is a danger to themselves and other people, then they can force them to get help, professional help against their will. But if the person is not a danger to themselves or other people, then it becomes very difficult for you or anyone else to force them to seek professional help. I would maybe suggest that you just have like an open conversation with this person. Try and talk to them with regards to what it is that you see, what are your concerns, and make sure that they know that you are coming from a place of caring and being concerned, that you are not judging them, that this is not you trying to come across as knowing better, as knowing what is best for them. This is what you've observed, these are the changes that you see, and that you just think that they maybe need to speak to someone to see if there's something wrong. And if they tell you that there's nothing wrong, tell them that they're not going to lose anything by having a professional confirm that there's nothing wrong. So I don't know if that answers your question. What is your favorite book or guideline on life or mental well-being? Is it normal to feel down and don't want to talk to anyone at time, but want to be on your own? Because sometimes I sleep to avoid talking to people. I even think I'm a bad mom, not doing my most. Okay, what's my favorite book? The first one, My favorite book, or one of my favorite books, is The Invitation by Mountain Dreamer. If you can Google the poem The Invitation by Mountain Dreamer. So in that book, she just takes the poem and she stretches it out a bit. So it's one of those books that I love because it's not you read and put it away somewhere on your shelf or in your drawer. It's one of those books that force you to look at yourself, to reflect on your life, to question where you are, the choices that you've made, to challenge the perception that you have regarding certain things, and ask yourself, what am I doing about where I am with my life? And if I don't like where I am, how am I going to try and change things, you know? And in terms of mental well-being, I read a lot of things on the internet. I follow a lot of pages by psychologists, social workers, mental health pages, because I always want to be informed about what is happening out there regarding mental health issues, what's new, what research is being done. So definitely the pages that you follow on social media also go a long way, because I think we spend so much of our time on social media, we might as well find a way to make it worth our while. You know, follow things, pages, people that you can learn from, and don't let it be this aimless exercise of just scrolling down the whole day through memes and jokes. Well, that is good because we also need to laugh, but that also can't be the only thing that you are doing with your time on social media. And then Star, it, I want to shy away from saying that it's normal because, one, I don't know how often do you feel this way. How often do you feel that you don't want to interact with other people, you just want to be on your own? Because now and again, I mean, even with me, I don't always want to talk to people, I don't always want to interact. I love my space, I love my alone time. So there's nothing wrong with taking time to recharge and be by yourself. But if it's something that happens frequently, and if you were not always this person, but you are finding that of late it's something that you want to do, you want to be alone, you don't want to interact with people, and it's even interfering with the relationship that you have with your child, because you're mentioning that you're starting to feel like you're a bad mom because a lot of times you just want to be alone, then I would suggest or recommend that you maybe have an assessment with a professional so that you can try and see if there is something more to this, or if it's just you needing to recharge your batteries, because there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing with needing to be alone sometimes. But like I said, if it's something that's happening on a regular basis, if it's something that stops you from doing the things that you initially loved to do, then it's definitely worth looking into, that you speak to someone about it. So I don't know if that answers your question. Maybe if you can give like clarity in terms of how long have you felt this way? Have you always felt that you don't want to interact with people and you rather prefer to be on your own, or is it a recent thing? Because like I said, you know, with COVID and the pandemic and so many things that have changed in our lives, a lot of us have been thrown off balance in terms of our emotional well-being, because the normal means and methods of releasing certain emotions, you know, we don't have that luxury anymore. Because in the past you knew, Jorge, if I had like a long week or a hard week at work, weekends, I'm just gonna go chill with my friends and we're gonna go out, sit in the sun and enjoy like aimless chatting with each other just to release pent up emotions. But now we can't even do that, because we are told that if you are not working, if you are not doing something essential, you need to stay at home. So it's also understandable that a lot of times a lot of people are not in a good space emotionally because of the things that are happening around them. So if you feel, Jorge, this was not who you always were as a person and you are concerned, then speak to someone that can do an assessment, and then you can take it from there, because that will give you an indication of whether there is a problem or not, or if there's something that you need to be concerned about. I hope that answers your question. Lebu, hello, Karabo, Riatile. Hi guys, thank you for watching. So I'm taking questions, anything regarding mental health issues, something that you are unclear about, something that you've always wanted to ask. I'm here for those questions. And before I took questions, I was also going into different things that we can do to sort of take care of our mental well-being. I've always been like that. Honestly, I have those days and I'm satisfied with your answers. Okay, great. Thank you, Star. So, I was also talking about, different things that we can do to take care of our mental well-being and to ensure that we are in a good space with everything that is happening. And the first one that I spoke about was being kind to ourselves and showing ourselves some compassion and being gentle with ourselves. And then the other thing I said, prayer or meditation, whatever it is that works for you as an individual. My methods and means don't have to be what necessarily works for you. So it's about finding what works for you as a person. Personally, for me, writing is also an amazing outlet for me because I love writing. So whenever I'm not in a good space or I have things that are really bothering me, I also write a lot about it. It's not writing to share with the next person, but just writing for my own sanity and to, like I said, to release certain emotions that I'm feeling at that time. And the other thing is also to take a break. It's important, something that we take for granted because we think that we must always be busy. We must always fill our days and hours with things to do, and that's not the case. It's important to take a break. Gregory is asking, how long does the grieving process normally take? I have close friends going through it from last year still. There's no time frame. There's no time frame. There is no cut-off date. I don't know if you saw the post that I put up last night, specifically regarding to grief, because I was saying that I had someone that spoke to me in the week. They wanted to refer someone who recently lost their husband. And I asked them how long ago this happened, and I think it was like a month ago. And I said to them, therapy is not going to work because it's too early within their grief for them to see a professional, and the sort of time frame that I gave. But I'm also very careful with this because I don't want people to think when they get to that time frame and they are still struggling that there's something wrong with them. But the time frame that I gave was a year. If a year has passed from the time that someone lost a significant other and they started the grieving process, and after a year, if they're still struggling to readjust, still struggling to reintegrate to normal functioning, then I would be concerned as their friend or partner or a loved one, and I would maybe suggest that they speak to someone about what they're going through. And the reason why I'm saying a year is that, for instance, if you lose a significant person in your life, it takes exactly a year for you to go through a cycle where the first Mother's Day is going to pass without them being there, or the first Father's Day, their first birthday without them being there, your first time that you are having your birthday without having them be there. Hey, so yeah, a year gives sort of that time frame for all these significant and important days to pass for the first time, which is usually very heavy for people who don't have a loved one in their life anymore. But after a year, then this person should start sort of slowly trying to restore themselves to normal functioning. But if you feel that they're still struggling and there's so much time that has passed, then maybe suggest that they speak to someone. But honestly, as someone that has also lost significant people in my life, I found that there is no time frame. Like, I lost my mother 12 years ago. Yo, can't believe 12 years ago. It's been a long time. But yeah, I lost my mom 12 years ago, and to this day I still have days where I struggle. I still have days where I feel like I don't want to interact with people. It hurts. I miss her. I'm having a hard time with this. And then other days, Mother's Day comes, her birthday comes, my birthday comes, and it's like, just like any other day, I'm able to celebrate with other people. I'm in a good space. And then other years, those days come and I'm just like in my fields, not wanting to even see the world. So there's always going to be different things at different points of your life that trigger the grief, which is what makes it difficult for you to say that you can get to a place where I am at the end process of grieving someone. So it's hard to put like a specific time frame to it. Yeah. I hope that answers your question, Gregory. So yeah. Hello, Timza. Timza Siapi. Yeah, thank you for watching. So yeah, that's so I spoke about self-compassion, about prayer and meditation, and taking a break. And then also the other thing that I want to talk about with regards to maintaining your mental well-being is cleansing your space. Cleansing your space, that is so important. And I'm not talking about throwing, say, again, what do people use when they are cleansing? I'm not talking about you throwing salt in your house in the air and, rebuking the spirits. I'm talking about ensuring that in your personal space, in your relationships, the people that you have in your life, the people that you allow in that space are people that contribute positively towards who you want to be as a person, the space that you are trying to be in, and just generally they give you good vibes, because sometimes we hold on to relationships, we hold on to people that should not be in our lives, because interacting with them leaves us drained. Being in their presence leaves us drained, whether it's family, whether it's friends. But just make sure that the relationships that you are cultivating in your life, that it's good relationships, that it's people that contribute positively towards you, towards the space that you want to be in, and that it's people that you can learn from, it's people that you can have honest and open conversations with. Because sometimes, with regards to relationships, we tend to carry around a lot of dead weight, and that dead weight, when it weighs us down, it affects our mental well-being in a negative way, in a negative manner. So try and ensure the people that you have in your space are people that should be there, are people that are contributing positively towards you, your life, and also that they contribute in a positive way towards your mental well-being. And also projects, when I say cleanse your space, and I also sometimes have this weakness, because I want to be a good person and I want people to regard me as a good person. I take on projects and things that I should say no to. And then at the end of the day, I end up being overwhelmed with just things that I shouldn't even be involved with, and that can also affect one's mental well-being. So be careful that in an effort to be seen as a good person, to be a good person to the people around you, or even at work, that you don't burden yourself with things that you should not be burdening yourself with, and that you don't say yes to things that you should be saying no to. Because at the end of the day, you said no to Ritabile because you were afraid that if you say no to me, I'm gonna see you as a bad person, or I'm gonna think that you are self-centered. Now I'm happy because you said yes to whatever I needed, but when now you are sitting with the frustration because you maybe don't have the time, the space, in your day to day, in the hours that's left for you in a day, to do whatever it is that I asked of you. So don't say yes to things that you should be saying no to. Even if it's your mom that's saying, take me to town on Saturday, and the plan was for you to sleep late. Tell her, hey, mama, like, that's not going to work for me. I can only take you to town at 11 and not at 8 in the morning, because sometimes, especially with family also, we end up saying yes to things that we should not be saying yes to, and then we end up feeling resentful towards the people that ask for our help because I was not in the space to do this. I didn't really want to partake in this thing, but I just said yes for the sake of yes. And in the long run, that does not help you and your mental well-being, because you end up feeling frustrated, and you also end up feeling very tired because, I said it's important for you to take a rest. You won't be able to maintain your mental well-being if you don't rest. So please make sure that you rest. Make sure that you say yes to projects and people that align with where you are trying to go, the space that you are in, and also make sure that you can take on the things that you say yes to, because otherwise, you just end up feeling burdened and overworked, and that cannot be a good thing. So, yeah, I think I spoke about self-compassion, prayer, meditation, taking a break, and also cleansing your space. Those are very important towards maintaining and ensuring your mental well-being. I don't know if you guys have any other questions before I go. Like I said, I was on a break, so I'm not going to be here the whole day. So, if you have questions, please feel free to ask. And if you are shy, you can also inbox me. And when I get the time and opportunity, I will make sure that I go through whatever uncertainties you may have. Hello, Queen. Hello, Fila. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Just to recap, maybe before you logged in, we just answered a few questions on grief, on wanting to be alone, and I also just touched on a few pointers of things that we can do in order for us to maintain our mental well-being. Because I think, when you talk about mental health, people always think like I must go see a psychologist or psychiatrist or some or other mental health professional. And yes, money is an issue for a lot of people, especially also considering the times that we are in. So not everyone is able to afford going to a professional, but it's important that we note and that we are aware that there's things that we can do right in the comfort of our own homes that can help us, to sort of maintain our mental well-being. It's not only that I must go see a professional in order for me to be okay, but there's everyday simple things that you can do at home in your day-to-day activities that go a very long way in helping you to maintain a sense of mental well-being. So yeah, I'm coming, guys. I just need to do something very quickly. I'm going to be with you now. Ooh, okay, guys. Just actually, when you live more guys in it, the people don't have timing, guys. They don't have timing. They don't care that you are on Facebook Live. They just come, they knock, and they are screaming your name there in the background because they don't understand why you're not. They don't understand why you're not opening up for them. So, yeah, guys, I think Katleho. Hello, Katleho. Hi, Nokolo. Hi, guys. I just sort of disappeared for a moment there because there was somebody at the door, and I tried ignoring them, but they were just screaming my name because they know I'm in the house. Probably they can hear me talking as well, and they didn't understand why I'm not opening for them. So I was taking questions on mental health issues and social issues, and then I also just gave you guys like a few pointers regarding mental health and what you can do to maintain your mental well-being, because like I said, I know that a lot of people are struggling, but not everyone is able to afford going to see a professional, for instance, for various reasons. But it's important that people know. Hi, Katleho, one of my favorite people on Facebook. Yeah, but it's important that people know it's not only a professional that can help, but that there's also things that you can do for yourself at home to help you to maintain your mental well-being. So it's not completely out of your hand. The other thing that works really well is keeping a gratitude journal. And maybe this is not for everyone, because not everyone is a writer and not everyone loves writing, but I find that, and this is also like something that we use personally for our patients at work, where they keep like a journal, and they have to write in it every day. You don't have to write like pages and pages of what you are going through and what you are grateful for. With a gratitude journal, it can just be like one word: I'm grateful for life, I'm grateful for sunlight, I'm grateful for my children, I'm grateful for the fact that I have food. Because it just helps you to channel your mind towards the things that are positive, that are going well for you in your life. Because when we're going through the most, it's so easy for us to focus on what is going wrong, what is not right, what I lack, what I don't have, what other people are good at and I suck at. So a gratitude journal also just helps you to be centered, and to realize that, okay, you don't have a perfect life and you don't have everything that you want, but it's not always like 100% bad. Yeah, even though sometimes I know that it feels like it is 100% bad, but it's not always the case. Like, there's always one or two or three things that we can be grateful for in our lives, that can keep us going when it feels like everything else is falling apart. And speaking of the sun, this is also something very important, guys, that it's often overlooked, or people downplay the importance, especially with, I know it's winter and we are cold and we want to be indoors, we want to be curled up on our couches with our blankies watching TV, but sunlight, guys, sunlight, let's see, being out in the sun, that is so important, because that also helps you towards feeling good, also helps you towards maintaining your mental well-being. It's important. um and I don't know if any of you have experienced depression before, but you will know that with people who go through, or who are going through depression, one of the things that they absolutely like doing, I wanted to say love, but no, that's not the right word. But one of the things that they like doing is being in bed with the curtains closed. They don't want to open the curtains. They don't want the light to come through. They don't want to go outside. They don't want to socialize with other people. And that is, something that is not helpful towards their depression and mental state. Because being outside, being in the sun, yes, you don't have to be around other people, but like, just take a minute to be out in the sun and enjoy the sunlight. Open the curtains. That is also something that's so important. I remember a few years ago, when I was going through a depression, that I wasn't even aware until Osnyakallo spoke to me about this. But one of the things that I loved doing was, I would wake up and stay in bed, but I would not switch the TV on, and I would not open up my curtains. So I would just stay in that dark room for the rest of the day. And when I learned that, it's so important, especially when you are not feeling good, to just force yourself to, when you wake up, take a bath, to try and do those everyday things that people take for granted. But when you are depressed, those things can feel like a daunting task, because I don't have the energy to do this, or I don't want to do it. But try and force yourself to wake up, get out of bed, take a bath, take a shower, open up the curtains, open up the windows, get some sun into your room, or the room wherever it is that you are. Spend a few minutes outside. You don't have to do anything specific, but try and spend a few minutes outside, because that vitamin D that you get goes a long way in activating those feel good hormones that can help you to counter your depression. And for people that are into exercise, and I'm saying for people who are into exercise, because I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I am one of those people, because your girl is very lazy. Me and exercise, not same WhatsApp group, we are not friends at all. But yeah, for the people that can do it, if it's your thing, exercise also goes a very long way in helping you to counter mental health issues, your anxiety, your depression. So if it's something that is doable for you, taking a jog, having a punching bag, doing a few exercises in the house, if aerobics or whatever it is that works for you, if you can do that, by all means, please do it, because like I said, it's about finding practical things that you can do for yourself at home in your everyday activities, in your everyday habits, that will go a long way in helping you to maintain your mental well-being, instead of thinking that it's something outside of your control and allowing yourself to sink into this dark hole because you don't have the means to seek professional help, or you maybe don't know where to go to get that professional help. So yeah, ke buile thata guys, ke buile thata hle. But I hope that this helps. I hope that you were able to get a few things, pointers, things that you can try at home, that you can do for yourself going forward to ensure that your mental well-being is what it's supposed to be. And thank you to the guys that did ask questions. I appreciate your interaction, and thank you for watching. And remember, what I said, self-compassion, 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 self-compassion. I cannot stress this enough. I cannot stress how important it is that we are gentle with ourselves, that we take into consideration that life as we know it has changed. So if we have changed, that's also okay. It's understandable. I know somebody this morning tagged me in a post where people were complaining about not being able to sleep. It's one of those things. Sleeping patterns have been disturbed. Emotionally, we are disturbed. Psychologically, we are not in a good space. We are isolating ourselves. We have withdrawn. So just know, guys, that it's okay not to be okay. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't force yourself to be same old person that you were before all of these things took place. Allow yourself to feel whatever emotions, to go through the process in the way that you need to, without feeling the pressure to suppress how you are feeling and what you are going through. And yeah, don't look at other people who seem to be living their best lives and feel pressurized to also pretend like things are going great for you. If they're not going great, that's okay. Like, if you're not in a good space, that's also okay. Because I know social media, because then there will be people out here who seemingly are living their best lives. They don't have any battles, but even those people have things that they are going through. It's just that maybe they choose not to be vocal about it, which is okay, because they're allowed to. But Luena, stop looking at other people and their photos and their lives, glimpses of their lives, even, because you don't even have a full picture of what is going on in their life. So stop looking at what other people are doing and then sitting there and feeling bad because it seems like you don't have what they have and your life is not what their lives are. So if you're not in a good space, if things are not going well for yourself at the moment because of COVID and everything else that is happening, that's okay. Be gentle with yourself. Love yourself. Tell yourself it's okay not to be okay, but it's not okay for me to stay there. So if today I wake up and I don't feel particularly good, it's okay for me to take a moment to myself and just, digest what is happening and to try and recharge my batteries. But also don't sit in that place for too long, because this is how people, for instance, slip into a depression. And when you slip into that dark and ugly place, it can be very difficult for you to get out. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I didn't go to work the whole week because I was on study leave and I had classes online. So I think I sort of missed seeing my patients. I missed having group sessions, and maybe this is why I decided to have like this impromptu live chat. It wasn't even planned. I didn't even know what I was going to say ahead of time. I just knew that I was going to touch on mental health. You guys obviously knew that as well, because you know that it's something that's very close to my heart and it's something that I'm very passionate about. So yeah, like I said, every day, all day, I can talk about mental health. I can wake up in the morning, just jump off bed and have something to say about it. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your questions. And maybe sometime again in the future we can do this. If you have any more questions regarding mental health issues, where to go for help, if you're uncertain, because I think sometimes we feel a certain way, but we are not really sure. Like Star was asking, because we are not behaving in a way that everybody else is behaving, we don't really know, am I having a mental health issue, or is my behavior acceptable, is the way that I'm feeling in terms of my emotions acceptable. So if you are uncertain, always ask. But I think the biggest thing is also knowing that it's okay for you not to be like everyone else. It doesn't always mean that there's something wrong with you because you are not doing things in the way that everyone else is doing it. So yeah, thank you for watching. um like I said, maybe sometime again in the future I will consider doing this again, and then give you the opportunity to ask your questions, and if it's things that I can assist with and answer, then I will do that. Thank you guys, thank you. Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you for watching. Until next time, peace out. Mwah.